Hey guys, I'm here today to finally do my first impression and review on the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. If you watch YouTube makeup tutorials out there, this is super popular. Everyone seems to be loving it. It's really hard to get your hands on if you go to a Fred Meyer or drugstores that carry Milani. I ended up having to buy this one online. So this is the Milani foundation. The packaging is beautiful. It's a glass bottle with a black top and then a bit of an ombre effect, like a smoky ombre effect at the top, which I think is so pretty. And then it has a really nice pump top, however you want to say it. It's really wide, flat, comfortable. I love foundations that have a pump on it as opposed to having to like dump it out. It's just so much better all around. So I got their lightest color, which is 01 Creamy Vanilla. So I am a pale princess, and a lot of times foundations, their lightest shade is too dark for me. And I've heard from a lot of pale people that this is too dark for them. I actually have self tanner on right now. I put some on 3 days ago, and then I just put some on before filming. So I'm thinking it'll be fine with my self tanner on. But it's definitely looking like if I didn't have any self tanner at all, that it would be too dark for me. I have seen people mix this with the NYX white foundation mixer to help lighten shades. So if I am done doing the self tanner after summer, I'll probably need to pick some of that up so that it will match me better, or I'll mix it with a lighter foundation. So this is a foundation I'll be reviewing today. And I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I haven't even brushed my hair today, so I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm in a hurry. I'll brush it later, don't you worry. On a normal daily basis, I don't prime my face usually. If I do, it's the really quick Smashbox photo primer water because I want something fast because I'm getting ready for work. And I decided today, however, that I'm going to prime one half of my face, and I'm just going to use the Prime Time by Bare Minerals. So I'm going to do that on one half of my face. This makes your skin just feel so soft. And the reason why I'm putting primer on one half of my face is we're just gonna see if it maybe the product lasts longer, or if it blends out better or looks smoother on the skin. It's just kind of to compare. Now some people like to blend out the foundation with a foundation brush on one side and their beauty sponge on the other. I'm just gonna use my beauty sponge all over. I tend to gravitate towards this more than a brush. Plus my brush is starting to get dirty. I haven't cleaned it in a little while, so there's some buildup of foundation on it, and I don't want it to potentially cause like streaking or not blend out well because it's just not clean. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pump some out onto my finger. Oh, so this is super thick. I mean, it is a foundation and concealer, but is it still a little thicker? I mean, can you guys, wow, this is probably way too much. It's kind of gross looking. Let's see here. I'm gonna kind of squish this around. Try to get my hair out of my face. So this is basically just about one pump. Let's see how far this blends out. So as you guys can see, this color is actually pretty yellow. It's pretty darn warm, and it's not pale at all. So there's absolutely no way this would work for me if I didn't have a little bit of self tanner on already. No way. It would be way too dark. Their range of colors is pretty, there's not a lot there to choose from. They really need to have more, in my opinion, they need to have more of a color range, especially because it's been so popular. I would hope that because it's so popular and everybody wants it, they would maybe make a larger range, since they know it's gonna more than likely be a successful product that people are gonna continue to buy for a while. I'm not looking super up close at it yet, but from far away it looks pretty nice. Okay, so that's one pump blended out. Let me grab my mirror here so I can kind of see up close how it is looking on my skin. It looks pretty nice. I do have a little bit of kind of redness around the edges of my nose. That's very normal. So I'll probably add a little bit more there. But I think it looks pretty nice. I wouldn't say it looks like totally flawless. It doesn't look like there's nothing on your skin at all. It definitely looks like you're wearing foundation, but it is a thicker, heavier coverage foundation, so that's to be expected. I'm gonna put a little bit more on some of those more red areas, just to see how it layers. And I'm going to put a little bit more just under the eye, kind of where I would do concealer, which I don't do concealer every day under my eye at all. I'm in too much of a hurry and I don't care enough to like brighten under there with concealer. I was planning on putting some concealer there anyways, but since this is a concealer foundation, I thought why not just use this all the way up to my eye and not do any concealer, since that's not a normal thing I do. And I'm curious to see how well it works under the eyes, if it creases easily or not. It blends out really nicely under the eyes, so that's really nice. Not all foundations do, actually. Not for me, anyway. I would say this is actually a pretty matte finish. Yeah, I wouldn't say there's any sort of sheen like a satin. It looks to be a pretty matte foundation. There, so it's all on, it's all blended out. I've layered up where I wanted to layer it. I think the coverage is pretty nice. I did have to go over those red spots as you saw, but I think it looks pretty nice. So what do you guys think? Do you think this looks okay on my skin? Does it work for me? Is it too yellow? I don't have a huge mirror, so I can't really see my face compared to like my body. Granted, this is going to develop into more of a tan throughout the day, so it'll potentially match a little bit better. Although it might be really interesting to see like how tan this gets and how this works with the self tanner underneath it. That's going to be interesting. But there's no way I would have been able to wear this on its own without having a self tanner on. There's just no way. It wouldn't look right at all. Maybe one day when I'm back to being pale, I'll show you what it would look like. Not a pretty thing, I'm pretty sure. So I think it looks really nice. I'm going to just finish the rest of my makeup and I'll check in with you guys later so that we can see together how it's wearing, if it's getting shiny, if it's breaking up, if it's doing anything weird. We'll look at it together. So I'll be back in just a little bit to check in with you. Alright guys, I'm back real quick. I just finished putting on my makeup and I did film a makeup look on this look that I'm wearing now, so keep an eye open for that. It is 2:17, yes, it's kind of the middle of the afternoon, it's my day off. I've had the foundation on now for about an hour. Blending all my makeup over the foundation worked just fine. There wasn't anything weird blending my bronzer or my blush or my highlighter or anything like that. I think it looks pretty good. Up close, I will say you can kind of see into my pores. You can see my pores, but on the side where there's the primer, where you shouldn't see it as many of the pores because it's supposed to be kind of smoothing as well. You can still kind of see it, but that's just my normal texture on my skin. I'm more interested in seeing how well this foundation holds up. So I did my makeup as I normally do, setting it with some powders. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys a little bit later and we'll see how this foundation holds up. I will not reapply any foundations or blot any oil or anything like that. So we'll just see how this wears and I'll be back in just a little bit to check in with you guys. Hey guys, I'm back to check in with you. It is now 5:15. It has been 3 hours since I first applied the foundation. I have not done any sort of touch-up whatsoever. I will say I'm looking a little bit shiny. My forehead is very, very, very shiny. Let me look up close here. There is some separation on the side of my nose here. I have not put on my glasses at all today, so I'm not sure what that's from. I haven't even touched there. It still feels okay, maybe like the tiniest bit tacky. And as I said before, I feel with this foundation that I can really see my pores. I don't always feel that way about other foundations. And I don't know if it's just because I have this new lighting, these two giant soft boxes, and it's really bright on my face. So maybe I'm just able to see more details, more pores than I could with my old lighting. So I'll check in with you a little bit later today, and I'm also gonna see how I look in my normal bathroom mirror upstairs where I do my makeup most of the time, and just see if it looks any better or if I'm noticing the same amount of texture and pores and shininess and all that. I totally have, can you see this? I have a wrinkle right here. The makeup is settling into that just a little bit, but whatever. It's because I'm getting old. It's okay. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I still think overall the foundation's great. It's not doing anything like major that I would like not want to ever use this. I think I just need to see how it wears the rest of the day, try it with different powders. I'll just check in with you guys a little bit later today and let you know how it's doing. So I will see you in a little bit. Bye. All right, guys, I am here for the last check-in. It is now 10:11. So when I first checked in with you, it was 2:15 or 2:17. So it's been 8 hours since the first check-in, but really my makeup had been on for about an hour before that. So it's been at least 9 hours since we first applied this makeup. So looking at it right away, it is a little shiny, especially in the top of my forehead. When I touch it, it definitely feels, it's very oily right there. I have not touched up or powdered my face or blotted it with an oil blotting papery thing. I haven't done any of that. So it is very oily up here. I don't know if you can see, but a spot off the tip of my nose is kind of gone. I must have like touched my nose or something recently. Let me grab a little mirror here so I can see up close. Yeah, so some makeup came off right here. It looks like it's come off my chin just a little bit right here, but I tend to lean on my hand a lot when I'm just doing things. I do look really shiny through here, but I think that's because, I mean, it does feel like oily, tacky right there, but part of that is also because I have brought my highlighter down onto the tops of my, like the fronts of my cheeks. So a lot of that shine could be from that. I do see some like, it's kind of clumping right along the top of my lip there. And a little bit on my forehead, but overall, like from far away, it's not really that bad. Only if you get up into my business in my face. Part of it could be too that I use a different powder to set right under my eyes and like on my T-zone initially. I tried a new oil control powder from Ofra, and normally I use my L'Oreal True Match to like powder everything, and I did something a little bit different today. So that could be why I'm so oily and shiny right here, maybe. But overall, I think it's okay. I definitely want to try this again and set it how I normally set it and see if it works any differently, or try it with a different primer. Remember, we had used a primer on this side of the face and this side didn't have any. I don't think one side necessarily looks better than the other. Overall, I think it's a decent foundation. I wouldn't say like, oh my gosh, I love this. That's definitely not my first thought about it. I'm going to play with it some more and see if I like it more later. Oh, that didn't make sense. I'm going to play with it some more and see if my thoughts change on it. And also to recap, if you're pale, like pretty fair, this lightest shade is going to be way too dark for you. The only reason why it's working for me today is because I have some self tanner on my face and my body. So that's the only way I would be able to wear this. Or if I got a white cream, I can't think of the name of it. Like NYX has this white foundation mixer to lighten up shades. I feel like that would work well. I feel like that would work well with this and to lighten it up for me. So maybe I'll pick some of that up and try it with that too and see if the formula changes much if I do that. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Overall, I think it's pretty good. I'm not in love with it by any means. That's not my first thought at all, but that could change and I just need to try it. And maybe I should try applying it with a brush next time, like my Morphe M439, as opposed to my beauty sponge, which is how I applied it today. So I hope you found this useful. I hope it gave you some information about this foundation if you've been thinking of using it. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I guess I'll just be seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.